Some games are not deserving of a poem. How I can feel such resentment towards something so immaterial as I watch my money burn away in the flames of the ether, feeding the machine and the hungering beast that is the game that stands before me. I wonder, did I truly waste money, or did it go even further? Did I waste time? Time is an immortal tide that sweeps over existence itself, and yet it has been defeated. A true testament to the grim, dark reality we live in. A grim, dark reality in which there is no peace amongst the stars. A dark future, a dark past where there is only war. Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of questions I am not at all qualified to answer. Today we are answering the question, what happens if a game is well made and good, but just not fun? This is Warhammer Age of Sigmar Realms of Ruin, a serious contender for worst Warhammer game I've played, fighting with Chaos Bane. And oh, it's just not good. But yeah, I don't even know what to say. I don't have a script. I don't even have a plan how to edit this video. Because honestly, I just want to get this game out of my sight and out of my mind. So yeah, I hope you will all kind of find some enjoyment in this. Like and subscribe for more Warhammer fun. Let's begin. So the basic story setup is that we play as the Stormcast Eternals, immortal servants of Sigmar or God. We are leaving our city, which we never learn anything about, so I don't know why we should care about it, behind, because we need to save it. And to do so, we are looking for an artifact hidden deep within the orc-infested swamp. And so we start going there, and with that the game begins. I guess fighting animations are kind of nice. With a unit selected, press on an enemy to issue an attack order or press F to toggle attack mode. Okay, so just right click will also work. Okay, got it.
Get moving. We can see the enemy.
Oh, okay, so like this.
Time for some blade work.
Alright, Stormcast, casters of the storm, cast the storm! I mean, the combat animations are nice enough, you know? And I still stand by that. The overall visual presentation of this game is incredible. I love the art direction, the animations are all super just well done. And for an RTS, the graphics are insanely good. You can see so many small details and it's just, oh, it's really, really nice. I also like how immediately, without needing to say much, this game sets up the orcs as a serious threat. We start the game off as a little side team that is just supposed to kind of teach us the combat mechanics, and later on they completely get surrounded. We also get a dragon for a very, very short section so we can have a short power trip, and in the beginning of the next level we find that dragon dead. So the overall world and environmental storytelling is also very well done. I had very high hopes after this first tutorial level. Press G to open the unit summoning menu. Summoning units will cost commander and population. These costs depend on the unit having some realms used for purchasing upgrades in some units. Use that to highlight a unit and press to add it to the summoning queue. New units will take time to summon and will arrive at your command post. If the command post is destroyed, you lose the battle. We have a lot of shield guys, so I'd say let's just add in These people, you know. Combat in this game is sadly very basic. There's a rock, paper, scissors mechanic where shielded units will beat out ranged units will beat out sword units, and sword units will beat out shielded units, with hero units not being good or bad against anything. And that in of its own is of course not a problem, that's how most RTS games work. The problem I have is that units in this game have special abilities which you use your currency for them to use it. And you have to do this manually. These units will not use the abilities which make them unique on their own. You have to manually do it. This not only gives the AI a massive advantage, because obviously it can have eyes everywhere, but also makes it so that choosing the units you actually want is just way less important, because obviously you can't be at every single battle zone at once, and every battle that is taking place where you're not actively involved in it, it is going to be entirely decided by the rock, paper, scissors mechanic. And that means you're basically just hiring better shield unit, better ranged unit, better sword unit. Nothing fun or unique at all. What's even worse is that once units begin fighting, they will only stop when their enemy or they themselves are defeated. Which means that once actually in combat, all strategy just goes completely out the window. Alright, time for a palate cleanser. Here guys, you have He-Man. I can complain again? Good, because I have something to complain about. It's the next main aspect of the game, the node capturing. So in this game you don't only fight enemies, you will also capture important positions on the map called nodes. Once you've taken over them, you can then build something on them. Be that structures that will give you additional currency, structures that can attack the enemy or heal your own units, or that's all you can build on these. And these structures can all be upgraded once from your command post, which will be built at the start of every mission. Upgrading your command post will also grant you new units, as well as more unit capacity. Fine enough system, I don't even mind that there is not that many options for what you can build. I do have a problem with capturing them. That number needs to reach 100 for maximum efficiency. This is another problem I have with this game. Everything is just so ridiculously slow. But okay, I completely understand if you're just tired of my whining now. All in all, the first two missions of the campaign are not that bad. They really nicely teach you all the mechanics. I have no problem understanding all of them, and I was intrigued in where the story was going. Then the next mission came. We find the artifact, and the place is guarded by a faction called the Night Haunt. They honestly look super cool, and we get a really well choreographed fight scene between them and the Storm Gits. And, yeah, then we get dropped into the level, and it absolutely sucks ass. You're dropped into the middle of a map where the enemy already owns everything. So that puts you at a major disadvantage, but that itself wouldn't even be that big of a problem. So, undeterred, I began to use everything that the game had taught me in the previous two levels. I began to conquer all the different spots on the map, taking out the enemy strategically, and then I fucking lost. What? So as it turns out, this health bar at the top of the screen, which literally reads Shiishian chains, isn't for the chains securing the artifact, it's for my mage guy trying to break them, because that makes sense. And if this health bar reaches full capacity, it doesn't run out. If it reaches its maximum, the guy dies, because that makes sense. So there's a timer on this mission. So I was, okay, I gotta capture all these points really quickly, and I gotta focus less on building a strong army and more on just capturing the entire map and preventing the enemy from taking more ground. Wrong! Lost again! What you're actually supposed to do is throw everything you learned in the tutorial completely to the side and just capture these basic 3 spots on the map while using minimal strategy to call in some units here and there. That is it, level 1 instantly. Bravo, you managed to make the entire tutorial, which was actually pretty good, useless. Okay, but that could very well just be a me problem. I tend to overthink things way too often, so maybe I was just thinking way too much what I would actually do in this scenario and not what the story wanted me to do. So let's check out the next mission. We dive into the past of the artifact to make sure that it's actually safe, and we switch factions to play as the followers of Tzeentch. I really like that most of the factions of this game are playable in the campaign. It just makes it so you can actually play this campaign and then dive into Skirmish and all the other modes fully prepared for all that is to come. I do think this happens a bit too early in the game because I haven't even gotten acquainted with my first faction, but that's besides the point. The level seems promising enough. The leader of the Nighthaunt is about to pass through here with the artifact, and we have to divert his path to a different one. And that sounds really nice and cool. We have an epic time limit, and when the guy shows up, the music slaps so fucking hard. Okay, so they spawn in there.
Scouts have sighted
okay. Now we're supposed to...
We have established a conduit.
At least the music goes fucking hard.
We are seizing a conduit.
For this mission, the Tzeentch turret is repurposed to only fire at Lord Gloam. So I built a few of them and otherwise just built a lot of other resource gaining structures so I could pump up my production as much as possible and produce as many units. And I was hyped. I was going to divert this path like no one has ever diverted paths before, and every one of my units is dead. So it turns out that not only can Lord Gloam summon in an infinite amount of raves, he also has a one-shot weapon that kills every single unit you have instantly the second they get close. Okay, so every single unit you produce is completely useless in this level. Got it. But there are some really cool looking units at the other end of the map blocking the path that Lord Gloam is supposed to actually go. So maybe I am just supposed to weaken him and then have those units finish him off. So with that in mind, I began to focus on building turrets all along his direct path, and I began spending the rest of the control nodes all on stuff like healing and just more visibility, so that I could keep the units I did have alive for as long as possible, so they could deal with all the little guys he spawns in, and those big minotaurs with the big fake muscles can destroy him, and... for lack of a better word, they all got pounded in a cutscene where they did literally nothing. Why are they there?
Stop! He's already dead!
Okay, so I've tried playing strategically in this real-time strategy game, and that didn't work. I tried to focus on actually building a powerful army, but the entire combat system of this game is thrown to the side because the guy can one-shot all my units. Then I try to play this game more on a fighting the units I can actually fight and hoping that the gimmick of the level does the rest. And that also didn't work because the gimmick of the level is just broken or something, I guess. So what does this level actually want you to do? If your guess was completely disregard strategy at all costs, you would be correct. All you have to do is capture every single point, build a dumb-ass turret on it, and then you win the level. You have no need to make any units to protect those turrets. You have no need to make any units to fight the other units that he has. You don't even have any reason to do anything once you've built all the turrets. Once the turrets are plopped down, you can go downstairs and make yourselves a sandwich because nothing's gonna happen except that you just win at the end. We're only at the second true mission of the game and already we have a contender for worst video game experience I've ever had. With that in mind, I was now very, very, very critical of this game going forward. Maybe we'll do it? Do I want to do it? That's the question I'm asking myself right now. I think I'll do it, and I'm not even sure if that makes me happy or not. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. Okay. Lovely level design. Every single principle that this game has taught you to do just... Of course!
It is as you predicted.
Weird fucking stingrays come out of dipshit nowhere that could have come in this whole time.
Has come to fruition. It is ordained.
Wow, that was absolutely terrible. One more bad level like that, I'm quitting. Genuinely, I have no tolerance for this. And how the fuck did he deduct that it is safe?
A good question. For another time.
The next level is literally just a dumbed down skirmish mission of this game. And the only story relevance it has is that we now of course have to return home to the city with the artifact we captured that is somehow going to help us save it. Remember, we do not know what's going on in the city or what we're even trying to do. And instead of going literally the way that we came, or bright-minded Sigrun decides to take us straight through a fucking orc war camp. Well, I can't hate the mission. It is mid as all hell, and there's a little funny moment at the end where the orcs make this tree burp up fire, so one part of the map becomes unwalkable until we calm it down, and it is just acceptable, not bad enough to make me quit, but if I was not as forgiving as I was, this would also not have been enough to keep me going. Like, you see what I'm doing? I am not playing strategically at all. Like, not at all. The only thing I'm doing is I'm spawning in random units without even looking at what I'm summoning, and just plopping them down on the only area of this entire game that actually matters. You call this strategy? In the next level we got our first look at the main villain of this game and his orc magician guy, and I praise where praise is due. The writing of the story itself is probably the best I have seen in a Warhammer game yet. The actual main characters are rather weak, but the orc characters are actually kind of cool in my opinion. Anyways, we're right before the gates, but the orcs lock off our path, and now we have to push them back yet again. We do this in another skirmish-based mission, just like the one we did before, but this time we have to run from one end to the map to the other before the skirmish mission begins. So guess what I did? I made a strategic decision. Since I was going through the entire map before the quest actually properly started and the enemy could begin producing units, I decided to just capture a lot of the positions right here and now, because I would have them and I would probably then be able to get to a much quicker head start against the enemy. And boys and girls, I am so pleased to announce that actually strategy paid off and I won the next mission easily. I'm just kidding. While it may have helped a very slight bit, the enemies pretty much took out everything right away. And what did not help was that they could just spawn in from behind my spawn point, like right here. Cool. Okay, but I'm gonna be fair, that level wasn't so bad. While my strategy may not have been as effective as I would have liked it to be, I think that's less of a fault of the game design and just more me having hoped for more from my strategy and being a bit disappointed. So with an actually decent enough mission under our belt, that I just did not like that much because it was just a repetition of an already needless mission, let's see what the next mission has in store for us. Setup of the next mission is that Sigrun is going after the Orc Warlord to buy the others enough time to flee into the city of Harcanabus. Now then, there's even a big sad speech between Sigrun and Aiden here about how she's going to do this battle and how she's ready to sacrifice herself, and this makes absolutely no sense because she's literally immortal.
Death comes for everyone. Eventually. Except us. The warlord sees me as the prize. His lust to defeat.
Man, shut your bitch ass up.
The actual mission that follows has a lot of potential. It completely changed up the formula because now we're no longer controlling an army, we're only controlling Sigrun. And the mission is actually well designed, with us being able to utilize the node capturing and building system to build healing shrines for our one character, since we obviously can't lose her. So the mission is actually well made. Or that is what I thought at first. What I did not account for was just how dumb of an idea this mission really is, with a hero who is not able to heal herself. Aiden would have made way more sense here, because he can heal himself. Every single time you go into a combat encounter and get a little bit too much damage, you have to retreat back to the nearest healing shrine. This in of its own I actually like as a kind of checkpoint system. But when you then look at how slow the units move in this game, it is going to take you like half a millennia to get back to where you just were, only to get damaged again and then have to retreat again. Now then, you could of course say, just play strategically and don't get hit. And of course I tried to play strategically, it's the reason I play strategy games. But the ballistas shoot through the fucking walls. They're just going through the rocks. Very, very, very boring quest. And the final nail in the coffin for me was that this entire level is based entirely on a gimmick. And that gimmick is a new attack Sigrun literally just unlocks out of nowhere because she needs a powerful ranged attack for all the units thrown at her in this level. And then they make this power tied to the Realm Stone resource. A resource that recharges with +2 like every minute. So when the Realm Stone eventually ran out, I was met with a choice. Let Sigrun die in valiant battle against some Trolldo that took too many steroids, or sit around for like an entire hour while waiting for this resource to charge back up. You can guess what I did. Fuck, this game is terrible. I can't believe how bad this game is. By the way, how is that a fail if she's fucking immortal? I've played 7 levels so far. Out of those 7 levels, 3, maybe, if I am super generous, have been okay. These 3, the ones that I finished on Warrior, those have been okay. And the other 4 levels are all some of the worst shit I have ever had the displeasure of experiencing. So, to the surprise of absolutely no one, I then quit the campaign. I'm sorry, but you cannot make me play 5 hours of dog shit and then expect me to keep going. If there had been one really good level in there that at least showed me that this game had potential to get better when the story picks up more, I would have kept playing, but you can't give me 7 levels and have most of them be unplayably bad and then expect me to keep going. So then I tried out some of the other modes. There is Conquest mode, where you type in a random seed, get assigned a random faction, a random difficulty, and then basically play the arcade mode of a fighting game in a RTS, and that's honestly kind of a cool idea. I made my seed fuck you, and it got me an easy seed, so that's at least something. To this game's credit, there is also a genuinely incredible map editor mode, where you can make your own maps for Skirmish. And in content, this game sure as hell isn't lacking, and it's some well-made content. So yeah, props to them for even including a map editor and then making it so good. I then hopped into Skirmish, which has a lot of different maps, I would like to say. And I cannot believe I'm saying this. I enjoyed myself. I played 2 entire matches as the Stormcast Eternals against the Orcs back to back because I was enjoying myself. On medium difficulty, the Orcs were a nice threat, and on lower difficulties, it was just kind of cool to see all the different units the Stormcast Eternals have. I have no gripes right here. The first 2 rounds of Skirmish were actually pretty fun. Yeah, the slowness of the game was still baffling, but otherwise, I could enjoy myself right here. Charge!
Our foes test
Boom! That did a nothing. Wonderful.
Ready and willing!
Once I can, I would like to upgrade the camp, you know, but that needs 300 fucking rocks.
I will bring victory!
Oh, they just ran past. Oh, whatever. Just take it, take it. We can fight them here. Like, see, now we have a Sigmarite shrine right there we can use. Sigma Zaijis for shields, and then you fuck him up.
Attack now!
Mob him, boys! Mob him!
Is ready for coming.
Prosecutors.
Moving as you order.
They just left this undefended?
From a seer.
Damn.
We are dominating a
Why am I actually having fun now? Oh, how bad did these guys fuck up the campaign? Yeah, now I can just move in here with everything I have. Yeah, give me a fucking drag and send it in here as well.
Prosecutors, ready for orders. Adjusting position as ordered.
Go there, my prosecutors!
Let us
For Sigma!
which foe?
Fire!
We are brought from above. Ready for your command.
We're charging their home base.
Enemy maneuvers are turning the battle against us.
They can try.
All is revealed to us. We will break the foe.
Come on, move, dragon! Fireball!
Our enemies may ground.
Boom! How is this house not dead?
Demands victory.
But this is a clear victory for us.
We have secured victory. Our source of power has been taken.
I enjoyed that. I was having a blast with that. That being said, when I then tried out some of the other factions, I was not having that much fun with them. Somehow having a full army before I even had the ability to build my first factory. So that wasn't that fun. Like, I swear that the AI is cheating. Like, how are they already this? I have just gotten enough to make myself a realm stone knight. They have 1, 2, 3, 4 units, 5. They already have the units maxed out.
Another bunch of boys lost.
Something isn't right here. But I will say that I could have just turned down the difficulty and enjoyed Skirmish for what it was. And I do still see the possibility that I will re-download this game in the future and just play 1 or 2 easy Skirmish rounds and just enjoy myself. So yeah, that is what I would say if it wasn't for one minor little thing. A game that makes this game worth way more than just being shoved into some corner where I sometimes play it again. And that is the amount of game modes you can play. This game has a staggering game mode amount of one. There's exactly 1 game mode. And it's control points. So it's the dumb mode where you just skip out on all strategy and just plop down as many units as possible on the only spots that matter. Well, for like a $20, $30 game, this game costs $60. I'm not joking, this game costs $60. And that is just the base game. Because of course, you can also pay money to get better units in the game. You know how much you get for $5? Exactly 1 single new unit. So with that in mind, why would I not play literally any other strategy game that has more content? My ultimate review for Warhammer Age of Sigmar Realms of Ruin. The good is the game has an amazing presentation, the soundtrack genuinely slaps, and I love the art, and I just really like how it all looks. I also think that the content that is there is well made. The whole game clearly has a lot of passion put into it, and it is well made. But then comes the bad stuff. I just don't think the game is fun. The campaign is terrible. Literally the worst story I have ever played in a video game. The story itself may be good, but the gameplay attached to it is horrible. And in addition to that, the entire game just feels way too slow. So with that verdict, Age of Sigmar Realms of Ruin, I just want to get this up. You're a heretic! Get out of here and get into the electric chair! And that was it with another episode of the Warhammer Athon. I hope you could somehow find some enjoyment in this, because I could not. I sadly don't have much higher hopes for the next game. But hey, maybe I'll be surprised. See you next time.